Hi, and welcome to the Friday Unwind. I thought that would be a pretty accurate description of what I wanted to accomplish on this particular experience. Anyway, um, it's just starting, so we're going to let it kind of organically build itself. I'm very excited to be of service remotely like this to those in my community that want energetic shifts and are ready to like step out of the work environment for a moment and just kind of like relax away from that. So that's what this is all about. This is all about learning how to maneuver our energy the way that we would like, the way that we feel, so that way when we are pivoting toward what we're asking for, it feels more harmonious with our actions rather than resistant in our actions. When we're holding on to a story that is our pattern and familiar, it makes it easy for us to stay in that aspect without with impunity, basically, until we change the story of how we're viewing it. When we begin to change the story of how we're viewing what it is that we're experiencing, we let go of that loop or pattern that gives us the ability to choose a different way to phrase the same experience. We're still in the experience. Can it be more favorable to us? When we say things like that, it is mostly an initiate energy of shift that you're asking for. You're enjoying what you're doing, you're enjoying what you're experiencing, yet you would like for it to shift in this direction as well. So you want to kind of be incorporative, right, of what it is you're experiencing because it is very fluid, very fluid. Frequency is very fluid, okay? Allowing yourself to take a deep breath when you notice that you're in a pattern will give you the opportunity to segue with greater ease from whatever experience it is that you want to change because you're looking at something else. Okay. We pivot constantly all day long. Let's just say we're driving and maybe a lane change comes up and we're looking at the traffic to see what our best or most gracious benefit is. And that's pivoting. All right. You're becoming focused in another direction beside what your end result is. So those are pivots, right? Different directions of what's holding us engaged. And we are sometimes purpose driven, and maybe we could be service driven or service oriented more so for ourselves and for others, so that we create that sense of community that we long for rather than create the disparity of not having it. I think that a lot of us are pivoting from doing it by ourselves and being known for ourselves. I think a lot of us are done with that. I think that we've handled prestige really, really well. I think that we are coming into an understanding of sovereignty. And in that understanding of sovereignty, there is a vibration. That vibration is generated through all the thoughts and consciousness that are like, and then brought down into an emotional frequency of feeling, right? And when it transmutes into that feeling, that's a signal. That's a signal. And that signal gets projected into the universe. Usually we have two signals in every experience when we first go in. We have, oh no, and yeah. And we're like, we shoot them both off at the same time. But wherever we're looking, that's the experience that we have. So allow yourself to know that it's always all present. Giving yourself more room, more spaciousness, more intentional, energetic connection and awareness. All right. Whatever this is that you want to call this animation of life. All right. It could house spirit, galactic beings, different dimensions, because it does, through intentions of others and things that have been proven and disproven in science. Just wonderful A wealth of knowledge to pull from surrounds you in an energetic understanding, and it is yours to perceive and believe. And as you believe, that constitutes how you act. That's how you proceed in life. So the interactions that you create in the experiences that you've already manifested are the new perceptions and beliefs that you'll operate forward with from that point. You'll make a right now decision, it'll change, and you'll choose, okay, whether or not you're going to stay and look at like where you're still at, or you're going to be like, okay, I see I need to shift, right? What could I shift to? It could be that easy. It could be this too. It could be, oh, I see I need to shift. All right. What do I need to do first? Stay still. Stay still and let all that energy that I'm working with kind of fall to the ground. Just fall to the ground. Fall to the ground around me. Fall to the ground around me. Go into the earth so that way all that ideation that I've been manifesting just goes in there. I'm ready to let go of it and work with that chi energy, earth energy, life force energy, the animation of the planet that sustains us and provides all of our physical manifestations. Mm-hmm. Oh, there we are. Now we're connected, right? And then the next thing that I would do if I were in that circumstance, right? Because I find myself in that circumstance several times. And when I want to pivot, I'm not 100% on this. And I'm taking the time out of the week to do it at least once successfully. And I'm doing it with you. All right. So I like to use joy and I like to use appreciation, and gratitude is a great starting point for something, right? Those are nice frequencies for me. I like those frequencies. I love to feel those frequencies. So I generate them. Sometimes I'm maybe not in that headspace when I start to generate them. So I have to go into kind of supposition with the universal currents. And I say things like, meaning I'm searching into the energy. And when I hum, it like sets off a vibration, and I'm trying to make it feel delicious to me. That hum. Like I wonder what could come about in this moment of decision. What am I willing to step into? What am I willing to connect to? What am I willing to experience next? Right? It's all fresh. It's like a fresh canvas. I don't have to decide. I can just have this vibration of change that I choose, right? Because I'm going to manifest those frequencies inside of me by creating those feelings that makes me magnetize and have those experiences. So that's really cool. All right. So now I am this magnet and I am pulling in for myself a yet again experience. And how would I like to do that? Maybe what I'd like to do is just kind of meander. Okay. We are experiencing a lot of different external energies in many different ways. Maybe I have said something that was a little bit limiting with regard to many things. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, all of the beings that we work with on a regular basis, the elemental beings, right? The beingness of them, the being of earth, wood, metal, spirit, air, fire, water, right? All of those beings that spend gracious amounts of time supporting our physical, our mind, body, spirit experience, right? So they all have their own divine frequency, right? And it's harmonious to where they work well together when we allow it. And when we dip into that understanding through an intention, we become possibly more expansive and connective. And we can tap into that all that isness of us. And it can give us that harmony. And we play with that energy until we divine what harmony is. When we divine something, we feel it. Ooh, it's coming together. All right. Okay. So be mindful of what your choices are when it comes to feeling things right off the bat. If there is something that is reflective and it's immediate or spontaneous, that quite possibly is showing you that you have an indicator that has a setup for that particular energy experience or type of energetic experience. It would help you. It would help you to ask yourself a couple of questions, easy questions like, is this coming from a previous experience? Right? And if you get a yes, because your body, your mind, your spirit wants to be of service, so we'll tell you and communicate that to you. You have a sensation or I get it, okay? And it'll be there. And so then once you find that out, it makes it a little bit easier to navigate where you're at and where you want to go. Accepting things is key to your experience to be able to pivot. Accepting means looking at what is, just like looking at it. What is? So maybe your what is physical right now. So for us, it's physical. For me, it's physical. I'm looking at my ephemeris. I'm in March. I have my blue ruler. I can see my little pad that I have my mouse on. My computer's here. The camera's there. I have the chat opened. I'm very connected to this physical experience. And as I begin to speak about those uh, aspects, those energies of those aspects begin to fill the space for me as well. So I feel energy communicating with me. And so through maybe my etheric layers, I'm absorbing, of course, because we absorb the world around us, right? And we become avarice maybe sometimes, and that's what creates that need to pivot from something that might have become detrimental. Maybe the end of the work week, or maybe the end of the week, or maybe Friday, Venus Day, right, is that love on you day. Okay? She's in retrograde right now. She and Mercury are both in retrograde. Both are currently in Aries, yet they're going to meet up with Neptune at the end of the month. All right? So we're all feeling that pull from fire into water right now. So all of our beliefs, our material beliefs and thoughtful beliefs are changing rapidly, daily, moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment. We don't have to keep up with it. We need to let go of what is not letting us move forward in our mind and in our body and in our energy field. Whatever is preventing us, whatever is there that's in front of us, we need to not do that. If it's obvious to you that what is happening in your life physically, that you're experiencing, that you've built an enormous amount of evidence around, is exactly what you say it is. Exactly. And it will continue to perpetuate if you say the same thing over and over and over and over about it, because it generates an emotional feeling connection to it. That's the magnet. So it replenishes from the universe easily, effortlessly, because that's your focus. If you were to focus on what your perceived adversity is right now, how could you soften it? What could you say to yourself? Not in an airy-fairy way. How could you soften yourself? How could you say, oh, I see I'm going through it? Because you have to recognize where you're at. That's acceptance. That's part of acceptance. Accepting the situation comes after you accept yourself and how you're showing up. As you're showing up for the situation, you're showing up for yourself. This causes frustration at first if you're not used to showing up for yourself in what your perception of a beneficial way is. If you give yourself credit and say, ooh, I am showing up for myself, that would be of great value. You are of great value to those that surround you, to you yourself, and to the collective consciousness for sure. You add to all of our experiences in the best, most positive ways. So thank you so much for being those individuals. With Venus, let's just focus on like that love vibe that she is bringing into us. Right now, we're in this energy of what are your actions? What are your actions? What are your thoughts? What are your actions? What are your thoughts? Slow down. That's the energy of this retrograde. It isn't, let's go back. We've already done enough of that. We don't need this last cycle that just closed yesterday to come this way. We need to ask what residue we're carrying so that we can transmute it. I like to transmute things into little white butterflies of unconditional love, psychic debris, right? Source energy. And when there's spirit involved, you know, you get that frequency of joy that's close to mediumship, right? If you feel it. And so I like to open up the transition point and connect to the Holy Spirit that's there, right? The divinity of all of us, right? And provide transport, right? To all spirit. So all spirit energy in need of transition, go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. Very happy. And you might feel lighter. You might feel a bit more spaciousness around you as we release all the spirit energy. I'm sure a lot of people who will watch this thread will be tuned in, so this is good. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to do our construct. Oh, there we go. Oh. Then we'll open up the heavens and all the realms and dimensions for all of star nations and the cosmic beings. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your patience. Here are your doorways and ships. You may go. And now we're going to gently bring in our spiritual energy to our physical field. Renewed, rejuvenated, transmuting any further psychic debris into little white butterflies of unconditional love, source energy. And as that transmutes, coming into awareness of our heart chakra, releasing any last little residue of what used to be, accepting what is. There we go. Channeling our becoming with love, moving forward with grace and ease into whatever our new pivot is. Many blessings. Thank you for joining. I'm going to stay on the thread for a second. So for those of you who tune in later, if you do fall into the entrainment, that will bring you back gently, okay? All right. I'll do it with a little bit of advertising. We have tomorrow, which is our Awakening Your Inner Muse, and that will be with myself, Ashley Bradley, or actually Raven Sparklestorm, me, Illumination, and Val, who is Batavia. And we're going to focus on Chiron and the Wounded Healer, and we'll give you some information about that, take you through a process, and then I will be doing Illumination, and it's spring, so we're going to find what your name is from your inner muse. It's going to be so exciting, and then we'll take all that information and we'll move into expression. and you'll be with all three of us, and Ashley will be the showcase. That will be Raven Sparkle Storm working you in your inner muse, right? Pretty cool. We're looking forward to it. That starts at 6. It'll be really cool. So fun. We have it all set up. And then a week from then, we have our fair, our Body Studios fair. Please come down 12 to 5. That's 29th. We have a lot of really cool events that are showing up. Our retreat, of course, is at the end of April. There's some question and answer free Zoom meetings if you'd like to join any of those. You have any questions about what it is that we're going to be doing, we're happy to sit with you. We're donating an hour of our time so that way everybody's comfortable with what we're choosing. And we love you. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for spending a bit of your Friday with me. Happy spring, happy equinox, and thank you for being part of my experience. Yay!